Good morning. Today we're going to see lesson 4.2. Thank you, Felipe. Lesson 4.2, and it's about the slope of a line. Now the word slope is right here because that will be our vocabulary for today. A slope is a value of the ratio of change in the rise, which is equal to the value of y, and run, which is equal to the value of x. And for any points in a line. So a slope, you can say slope, we will use that letter M for slope, is equal to rise over run, because it's the ratio, right? A ratio is a fraction, and rise is equal to the change of y. See the change. So I'm going to put y2 minus y1 x2. This will be the change in y divided by the change in x. Let's see an example. Okay, 1, 2. And this will be 1, 2. Okay, I will need kind of a straightener. I will use Felipe's jack card. So let's say, let me draw a line over here. And this line, we're going to find out the slope. So the slope is equal to rise over run, or the change in y over x. So I'm going to pick 2 points here. I'm going to pick this point, which is 1 minus 2. I'm going to pick this other point, and this is minus 1 and 1. So now here I just need to substitute. Y in here is minus 2. It doesn't really matter which point you pick first, as long as you keep the y's in the first place corresponding to the x. So the y here is minus 2. I'm going to copy the symbol minus, and the y over here is 1 over x2. Since I started with this y, I'm going to start x here. 1, I copy the minus symbol, and x1 is minus 1. So I need to copy that. Minus 1 is 2 times. Now I do this. This will be minus 3. And this will be 1 plus 1 minus 3.5. The slope of this line is equal to negative 3.5. That's the slope of this line. So if the line goes this way, from left to right, and goes down, it's a negative slope. If it was from left to right, but it goes up, you will find out that will be a positive slope. Slope is the inclination, how tilted it is, how steep a line is. If you find a line that is horizontal, does it has an inclination? No. So the slope over here will be equal to 0. The slope here will be positive, and the slope here will be negative. How about if you find a vertical line? What's the slope here? We say that this slope is undefined. It's not in the real numbers. Undefined. It happens when you find a slope of, let's say, of 5 over 0. You cannot divide by 0. So this is not a real number, and it's undefined. A vertical line has an undefined slope. If you find 2 lines And let's say that the slope of this is 0.5 and the slope of second line is equal to 0.5. If two lines have the same slope, these lines are parallel. They will never touch each other. So lines that are parallel, they have the same slope. Now all of this, how does it translate in real life? How can you use it for a real example? So I know that some girls and boys are interested in how their hair grows. So here is an interesting fact. All these letters and numbers really have a meaning. For instance, I will say that X is the number of months and Y is the number of inches your hair grows. So in 1 month, your hair grows 0.5 inches. In 2 months, your hair grows 1 inch. In 3 months, your hair will have grown 1.5 inches. And in 4 months, your hair will have grown 2 inches. Can you find the slope? And what does the slope means? What's the inclination? Okay, you can find the slope from a line, picking 2 points, right? Or you can find it from a table as well. Here, I can pick 2 points, any points. You can pick any points on this line as well. Yeah, the definition is said that it's for any points in a line. So for here, I'm going to pick this point and this point. And I'm going to find the slope. So the slope I know will be y2 minus 1 and so over x. The slope over here in x2, let's say this, will be 2 minus y here is 0.5 divided by x here is 4 minus x over here is 1. 2 minus 0.5 is 1.5 and 4 minus 1 is 3. And 1.5 over 3 is equal to 1 over 2, right? Or 0.5. So this is the slope, either as a fraction or as a decimal. And what does that mean? It means that since this is the y, remember this is y and this is x, for your hair to grow 1 inch, y is the inches, you will need 2 months. Or if you use the decimal or a whole number always has a 1 under. It means that for 0.5 every month, see, this is the x, every month, each month your hair grows half an inch. Either way, see? So this is the y, this is the x. So that's what the slope means. It's the rate. It's a ratio of how you are changing. For every month, your hair grows 0.5 inches. Or to grow 1 inch, it will take your hair to grow 2 inches. Let me graph this table so we can work a little more over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when x is 1, y is 0.5, will be around here. When it's 2, is 1. When it's 3, 1.5. When it's 4, is 2. I just graphed the points from this table. Let me make a line. Notice that the line goes from left to right, upward. So this is a positive slope. See, it's a positive slope. There is no negative here. And I know that the slope of this line is equal to 0.5, right? Or 1.5. You can be asked, how about you are giving the slope, but they're not giving all the points? And they ask you to find, let's say that this, instead of months and inches your hair grow, this is a hill. And they tell you there is a hill with a slope of 0.5 and the height of the hill sorry, height of the hill is equal to 6 yards. What is the length of the hill? That's the question. How can you find that? Well, I know the slope, 0.5, and I know the height. So make a triangle. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the hill has about this height. This will be our value for y. Y is 6. And they are asking us the length. They're asking us the run. The x is the question. The rise, we know it, and we know the slope. We don't know the run or the length. Well, you know that. What numbers do you need to find this? You know that rise, that the slope is equal to rise over run, right? So the slope, now you can just substitute. The slope is 0.5. The rise is 6. And the run is x. We don't know. So now you have an equation and you need to solve for x. So I will say that 0.5x, I'm going to multiply over here, is equal to 6. X by itself is 6 divided by 0.5. X, therefore, is equal to 12. So if the height is 6, the run is 12. I hope that makes sense. This is not necessarily a scale, but you just use the formula for slope. Rise over length equals to the slope, and you can find the length, or the run in this case. You can find the slope over here also by making rise over run. Let me draw over here. You make another triangle. What's the rise here? How many points are here? Are 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 up, the rise is 3, and the run is 1, 2. 3 over 2. And since the slope goes down, this is a negative. Do you see that the slope doing rise over run is the same as doing y, the change in the y and x? So rise over run, or the change on 2 points. That's how you find out. I hope that helps. Have a good day. Bye.